edition of Aggie News, protests erupt on campus during Vice President Kamala Harris' visit to A&T.
Plus, if you're having trouble finding a way to get downtown, the College of Engineering has a solution.
And stick around for our entertainment segment for cool spots in Greensboro to check out during fall break.
Speaking of fall, here's Dana Wilson, our meteorologist for the week, with a quick hit of this weekend's weather.
1. Cooler temperatures and rain expected to come into the first weekend of fall. All that and more to come up later.
Hello, Aggies, and welcome to this week's edition of Aggie News. I am Deja Garner.
And I'm Kayla Hare. Today, we will show you a recap of the visit of Vice President Kamala Harris as she made a stop on last week to discuss her Fight for Freedom college tour on A&T's campus.
And if you're having a little trouble finding a way to get to downtown businesses, stay tuned to see how A&T's engineering department is plowing through innovation.
And stick around for our entertainment segment for cool spots in Greensboro this fall break.
Vice President Kamala Harris made her way through Aggieland, pouring into the next generation of voters. Reporter Kayla Collier has more.
North Carolina A&T today to mobilize youth to fight for their rights and take charge of voting in the next elections.
You did it, Aggie!
Among the many big names in the room for the event included high-profile government officials, including Congresswoman Alma Adams, Kathy Manning, and Governor Roy Cooper.
To paraphrase Dr. King, protest is the language of the unheard. And you know, it is the way for you to speak, to stand up, to cut up if you have to, even to legislators who will not listen.
Remember, your vote is your voice. Your vote is your power. It is the single most important, most effective tool you have to make your voice heard and to participate in American democracy.
President Biden and Vice President Harris hear your voices. They hear your questions and they hear your answers. And they are taking action right now to make our future, which is really your future, brighter than ever.
Voting rights were understandably one of the big topics of the conversation, especially with the 2024 elections approaching. Harris emphasized the importance of using votes to create change.
But when you vote, you have the ability to determine the future of our country in a way that might challenge a lot of people's notions about what is possible and who can possibly do it.
U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Michael Reagan, who formerly served as Secretary of North Carolina's Department of Environmental Quality, asked Harris about the efforts to rewrite history, erasing the legacy that made HBCUs necessary.
Black history is American history. Period. And America's full history must be taught.
Current A&T student Jaden Shea praised the VP for her presence.
I just really appreciate an HBCU alum coming and giving back to the HBCU community. You know, so often we graduate these places and we forget to give back. But I'm so grateful that Vice President Harris thought it fit to give back to North Carolina A&T, the number one.
To close out the event, Vice President Harris had one final message for students.
And so just get out there, own your power, tell your truth right now, because your country needs you, and I am in the United States.
Kayla Collier, Aggie News.
Protests are common for political events, and Kamala Harris's visit was no different. The president of Campbell's Students for Life and the founder of Pro-Life Force organized a peaceful protest hoping to catch the attention of Vice President staff as well as A&T students. Here's Terrell Chapman with more.
After the protesters had been escorted off campus, I was able to sit down with Lydia Taylor, organizer of the event.
When it comes to your body, it is your choice. You have the choice to do whatever you want to your body, but the baby's body is a separate body and they deserve their own choices. No preborn child ever consents to being violently dismembered in the womb.
Taylor's controversial views isn't what made this event blow up. A great number of Aggies physically surrounded Taylor, not allowing her to freely speak. I spoke with one of the protesters to see how A&T students feel about the subject on campus.
It doesn't help anyone to bring a child into the world that won't be in a good environment.
As a Muslim, there are rulings on abortion like that most scholars agree on, and they agree that abortion is allowed to a certain amount of time, unless it's like rape or incest. Yeah, you can abort the baby. So I just follow what my religion says, but I mean, of course not everyone is Muslim, and I just feel like a woman deserves to have a choice over her own body.
A&T has a history of protesters being on campus to share their opinion publicly. People like Ms. Taylor will always express their views.
Our main focus is abortion. I personally am against the death penalty and euthanasia.
Aggie News, Terrell Chapman.
Get ready to witness A&T's newest achievement in innovation brought to you by the College of Engineering. An autonomous vehicle hits the streets of Greensboro. Here is more on what Kayla and I were able to find out. You're going to reporting live at the Harold L. Martin Senior Engineering Research and Innovation Complex. Today marks the showcasing of the autonomous vehicles created by NCAT's very own College of Engineering. We call it Connecting the Future.
The College of Engineering at A&T has created self-driving shuttles that will connect NCAT's campus to downtown Greensboro. With this such resource, it will help impoverished and rural communities. Many federal, state, and city officials filled the engineering complex, ready to witness what the self-driving shuttles had in store. Mayor Nancy B. Vaughn of Greensboro says because of the countless efforts of the College of Engineering, this shuttle will bring significant economic development to the core of Greensboro.
Aggies do. Aggies really, really do.
Engineering student William Gray discusses the process of making this all possible.
And I know that one of the major concerns with students is safety. How do we ensure that this self-driving vehicle is safe for students?
We always have a driver there to handle it if anything goes wrong. Just sitting at the driver's seat, hands behind the steering wheel in case the sensors, go off or anything like that. But we tested this thing maybe like thousands of times already.
These shuttles run from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and can travel 25 miles per hour with up to 5 passengers at a time. Chancellor Martin believes that A&T has a lot more to offer.
You can expect to see more work like this, shaping not only from that of our faculty, our staff, and our students, but also having an impact in our communities.
These self-driving cars are now available to you and to the Greensboro community. To find out more, visit AggieAuto.com. I am Deja Garner in Greensboro Aggie News.
After Greensboro officials began asking to check the pipes in community buildings for lead contamination, reporter Deja Williams took a look into the safety of A&T and its students. Here is what she found.
Greensboro officials are asking to check residents' homes for lead contamination. Now you're probably wondering, does NC-A&T dormitories have lead contamination? Well, this week I spoke with Dr. Emmanuel, a professor here at North Carolina A&T who conducted a pilot study on lead contamination.
What's in your water? This is Phase 2 of the Lead and Copper Compliance Program, which identifies potential risk of lead exposure in compliance with an EPA regulation. Greensboro water officials randomly selected 140 buildings built before 1986.
We are asking customers is permission to be able to get into the property so we can test their service line to see what type of material it is.
According to Dr. Obingazi, water carried through lead pipes can lead to health problems in the Black community. If North Carolina A&T used lead to solder pipes in the building before 1986, Obingazi says it's worth conducting a study on.
Did they use lead solder to connect the pipe? If that's the case, then yes, it would probably be worth it to, check to see if there's lead in the water. For 40 times the odds of having elevated soil lead levels. These were some of the critical findings we had in that study. Output on the neurological system.
Williams, Aggie News.
As COVID begins to sweep across the nation again, Clorox may have a supply shortage, not because of COVID, but because of a cyber attack. The Oakland, California-based company noticed unauthorized activities in its IT systems last month. The company moved to slowing its production as it focused on the attack. This means less Clorox productions will be found on shelves. The company isn't sure how long it will take to get back into production. Clorox has become a necessity along other cleaning products since COVID took over the world.
Let's hope they get everything taken care of soon. Next up, a packed weekend of Aggie events.
Plus, how one Aggie alum is changing the game after a sign-on with the Carolina Panthers, coming up after this short break.
Say something about the tri-state area.
We have it all. Food, culture, business, the most unique people on the planet.
Diverse neighborhoods have diverse needs.
What happens here
is just as vital as what happens here.
That's why we live in the communities we serve.
Reporting for the communities we serve. So when big things happen, you get the answers you need now.
We know this because we live here too.
Thanks for joining us after the break. If you thought the weekends were getting shorter, you'd be right. We are approaching the beginning of fall. On Saturday, September 23rd, we say goodbye to summer.
Let's turn it over to Dana Wilson with weather to say hello to fall.
Thank you, Deja. And those fall temperatures are starting to set in. Aggie News student meteorologist Dana Wilson here. Today, we are seeing the temperatures in the low 70s. Those fall temperatures are really starting to come around. Today's high at 72 with a low of 59. We can expect to see that high around midday, so make sure you keep a jacket around. Now, there is a slight chance of rain as usual, but we will likely be in for a dry day today as it is pretty sunny outside. Seasonal temperatures are on the way with showers to come on Saturday, but we can expect a break moving into next week, seeing temperatures in that high 70, 80 range. And the first day of fall, the autumn equinox, is this Saturday, which means pumpkin spice and beautiful orange leaves are in style. Moving further into the week, we are seeing our last few days of warmth until Wednesday, when we start to chill off and see some scattered showers moving into the end of the week. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Dana. The latest guest for the A&T Chancellor Speaker Series was the award-winning actress, Kerry Washington. She spoke to Aggies in Harrison Auditorium yesterday evening with a conversation titled Finding My Own, including topics finding one's voice, purpose, and peace. Tune in next week to see a recap of her impact on A&T's campus. Earlier this week, September 19th, the Zeta chapter of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated celebrated their 60th Founders Day here on A&T's campus. The chapter had a Founders Day program that included the induction of their new Royal Court. The chapter was grateful for all of the gifts, cards, and for everyone who came to celebrate with them.
The Blue and Gold Marching Machine will be performing at the 2024 Destination Rose Parade on the New Year's Day in Pasadena, California. This New Year's tradition consists of decorated floats, performers, and bands. Help fuel the machine, Aggies. The BGMM needs your help. You can show your support with donations by texting BGMM to 41444 or by visiting www.ncat.edu/give and selecting University Marching Band. The Student Government Association will have their annual cookout, the Aggie Family Reunion, today, September 22nd, from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Village Quad. This year's SGA will have an interactive bingo game for a chance to meet the members of the Ujima administration. There will be free food, music, games, and all students are welcome. Go out and have a great time with friends and fellow Aggies as summer comes to an end. Looks like Aggies are jumping into a new season with full of calendar events.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be a great weekend to be out. It's almost time to throw on a hoodie for the football games. Let's turn it over to Colin Avery with more opportunities to support our fellow Aggies this weekend.
North Carolina A&T men's football week this weekend, but will continue their road to redemption next weekend as they take on the Norfolk State Spartans. We won the previous matchup against the Spartans last year, 49-24. Stay tuned to see who will win this year's matchup. This HBCU matchup will be at 2 p.m. on Saturday, September 30th in Norfolk, Virginia. Our Aggies started off their tenure in the CAA with a loss in the conference opener against Elon Saturday, September 16th. The Aggies' offense struggle carried to this game, only putting 3 points on the board. The offense once again didn't surpass 100 yards, and to add to it, they turned the ball over twice. The defense couldn't hold up against the ground attack from Elon as they rushed for 260 yards. Let's continue to support our fellow Aggies and cheer them on for the home games. The Lady Aggies volleyball team rode into their conference games September 16th and 17th. The team is now 0-3 after losing their first 2 matches. They have a total of 16 matches, with the next set happening this weekend, Saturday, September 23rd. The team will have a home court advantage as they play Hampton University in Moore Gymnasium Saturday and Sunday. Flag football season has officially begun. The 2-time champions, the Lockdown Dogs, took on their first win last Tuesday. Reporter BJ Peak caught up with their coach, who is expecting another winning season.
Intramural football is back, and the Lockdown Dogs are on their way to what they believe will be a three-peat this semester. The Lockdown Dogs are 2-time defending champs of flag football, and I talked to their captain to see what his experience has been and what he expects for this year.
It's pretty fun. I want to say third year, definitely probably about to be my last year. It's been a fun experience. It's something to do, get you active, and like for people like former athletes and stuff like that that's used to play, it's just something to, I guess, stay fit, but also like keep that vibe of like having like a team and being able to like take constructive criticism and like building on character and things like that. So I mean, I'm very excited about it though. Expectations this year, probably the same as like all years before. Like I understand that like it's something fun to do, but at the same time we did pay to do this, so I want to win, of course. I'm very competitive, so go out there, have fun, win, dominate, and repeat. I need another one. That's what I'm saying. Why not?
Kyle Dorsey has also stated that he expects his defense to fly around the ball and his offense to execute the plays that he's drawn up for this semester. To check out what the Lockdown Dogs will do this year, come out here to Holland Bowl from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
For more information on intramural football or any intramural sports, follow the Instagram page at NCATIM Sports. This is BJ Peak reporting Aggie News.
On a national level, the Colorado Buffaloes faced off against Colorado State. The televised game broke an ESPN record. Here's more. Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes continue to break records in Boulder with their double overtime victory against in-state rival, the Colorado State Rams, winning 43-35. The game drew 9.3 million viewers, making it the most watched late-night college football game televised on ESPN, and the 5th most watched regular season game on any time slot. Shiloh Sanders, Deion's son, ran back an 80-yard interception for a touchdown to get the party started for the Buffs. Deion's other son, Shadur Sanders, threw the ball all over the field against the Rams' defense, passing for 300-plus yards again and tossing 4 touchdowns. He led a 98-yard game-tying touchdown drive, then threw for 2 more in double overtime to win the game. Colorado faces their toughest opponent this season this Saturday, going against the 10th-ranked Oregon Ducks. Will the bus keep rolling, or will the Ducks stop the stampede? Aggie alum Tariq Cohen returns to North Carolina. Not just for Geo, but the Aggie legend signed with the Panthers September 13th, returning back to the NFL for his first time since his injury in 2020. His time with the Aggies in 2013 from 2016, he was best known for his record-breaking performances as a running back. Cohen was a 2-time MEAC Player of the Year, a MEAC Rookie of the Year, and a Celebration Bowl Offensive MVP, and made numerous All-American teams. After his time in Aggieland, he got a chance to showcase his dynamic abilities at the next level. In 2017, Cohen was drafted in the 4th round of the NFL draft and would take his talents to the Chicago Bears. Tariq is on the practice squad for now, but hopefully soon will be on the 53-man roster and back making plays. In other exciting news, stick around after this short break for our entertainment segment with Caroline Adams for cool spots in Greensboro for fall break.
Today, it feels like we're all just coming apart. The strain on us is very real, but so too is our strength. Led by the love of these cities, the triad, our home. Together, we're finding solutions to problems we all share. You've joined in the activism to save lives and feed the hungry, honored and thanked veterans, saluted local heroes, and celebrated diversity, inclusion, and the spirit of excellence. You've elevated women and shined a light on those who the world doesn't often see. You are the thread that holds us together, helping to craft a better tomorrow. And for 70 years, this is where you've stayed connected. WXII 12.
Welcome back from the break. I'm your entertainment anchor for today, Carolyn Adams. Up first are 2 really cool spots called Party Shack and Mad Splatter to check out as we look forward to fall break on October 9th and 10th. All right, y'all, so we're here at Party Shack, which is an entertainment spot here in Greensboro for family, friends, and students.
Party Shack Entertainment Spot just opened about 6 months ago in Greensboro. They offer full course mini golf and also go-karts with a full go-kart racetrack and an amazing arcade. Let's talk to some of the employees and see what they have in store for us.
All right, so I am here with one of the managers and also her fellow employee. How are y'all doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm doing good.
All right, just tell me a little bit about everything y'all have in store for the students at A&T.
Okay, so with Party Shack, we have 2 18-hole courses. Once you pay $15 one time, it's unlimited, so you can always leave out, come back in, play all day if you wanted to. So Monday through Friday, before 5 p.m., we have $15 go-kart races, and then Fridays and Saturdays, go-kart races are regular price.
Okay, thank you.
After visiting Party Shack, I wanted to find something that was interactive and more so for people who love to create. So I checked out Mad Splatter.
All right, you all, this hot spot is called Mad Splatter. This spot is for my artsy people, okay? They do have pottery canvases and a splatter zone. So, of course, I am going to talk to some of the employees here and get a little more information on Mad Splatter.
Alrighty, so I will start us over here at our canvas designs. So we have 300 different designs for you guys to choose from.
She then started to explain how each color came with the canvas and a template that you could choose from. And she also showed me their pottery and their boilers that help them make pottery in store.
And then I will show you my personal favorite. So this is our splatter zone. So this is when you go into a room for 30 minutes. You guys can paint on the walls, the floors, the ceilings, and each other. And then you would be suited up head to toe. So this is our splatter zone. And it's super fun, and you can bring a canvas in there with you as well.
All right, Aggies, I hope that you found this Hot Spots in the Borough segment helpful, and hopefully you can all hit up some spots and have a great time. Thank you for tuning in. Carolyn Adams, Aggie News. As students prepare for the rest of the semester, fall break is right around the corner. To add to the list of fun things to do, here are a few films that could keep you occupied on your days off from classes, October 9th and 10th. If you're looking for some action movies such as King of Killers, can be found in select theaters September 1st, or Expendables in theaters September 22nd, or The Creator in theaters September 29th.
If you get a thrill from horror films, check out the crowd's favorite Five Nights at Freddy's in theaters October 27th, A Haunting in Venice in theaters September 15th, and Saw X in theaters September 29th. To get the description of each of these films, check out the Washington Post article, 9 Hottest Movies Opening This Fall. Thank you all for tuning in to this week's edition of Aggie News. I'm Carolyn Adams. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at NCAT Student News for future stories and more. See you all next week.